Hello everyone and welcome to Ukulele Underground, Songs Made Easy. My name is Aldrine Guerrero and I'm joined by Mr. Aaron the Voice Nakamura. Say what's up, Aaron.
What's up?
And by Mr. Kahai the Legend Fergan. Say what's up, Kahai.
What's up?
So, how this works is we're gonna take a song that we have here on Ukulele Underground and we turn it easy, which means we give you an easier set of chords with an easier strumming pattern. Or sometimes we will have to change the key, so we can give you kind of a better way for you to play it if you're a beginner. Because some beginners, they might not want to do chunks and rolls or anything like that. So this is a very stripped down version of these songs, and the song that we're gonna learn today is a song called Aloha Oe. Okay, so we're going to be doing it in G, and I'm going to show you some ways to change between the key of G from chord to chord a lot simpler and a lot more efficient. Okay, so let's get started. I want to show you folks how it sounds like, just to give you an idea of the sound that we're playing. So this is a song called Aloha Oe. Here we go. So. Trying to find the note. Aheo ka uai na pali keni a ela I ka na Alright, so for this song, I've mentioned we are in the key of G, so we're going to be playing these chords right here. So first off, we're going to play a G chord, pointer finger C string, 2nd fret, your ring finger on the E string, 3rd fret, middle finger on the A string, 2nd fret. So because we have 3 fingers kind of bunched in a very tiny space, what you can do to kind of eliminate that bunched up problem is to take your wrist and kind of swing it towards your headstock like this, kind of making those fingers a little bit sideways, so you're hitting it from an angle. When you hit it from an angle, it clears up a little bit of leeway so that your fingers can all fit. When you try to bunch it all right here, you might get notes that sound like this. It might sound like that. But if you just kind of loosen that up by taking your wrist and swinging it around like this, get a nice, cleaner tone. Now, if you're one of those visual learners that if you want to see what this looks like on a chord diagram, you're more than welcome to click on that link below and sign up for a newsletter, which we will give you a link where you can get the song sheet for this particular song. So this particular song has a 2-page song sheet, so make sure you guys get both of those pages. The chord patterns are going to be a little bit different, so it's not just the same 4 chords over and over again. It is going to be a lot of chords. So check it out, click on that link, sign up for the newsletter, and you can download the song sheet. Okay, and for those of you folks that do have the song sheet, just follow along, look at your sheets. And the next chord that we're going to learn is our C chord, ring finger on the A string, 3rd fret. Now see, the advantages of this is that when you play your G chord, going to your C chord, all I'm doing is taking these two, pointer and middle finger, lifting them up like this, and then taking my ring finger down one string to the A string to the 3rd fret, because it's from the E string 3rd fret to the A string 3rd fret. See, a nice little transition. Very simple. So I can actually move back from G to C relatively quick. Now, for those of you folks who are having a hard time kind of gripping your ukuleles, what I like to do is I like to take this kind of first big knuckle that I have on my pointer finger, and I like to use that so that I can kind of roll this part of my neck of the ukulele on that finger. And what that does is it kind of allows me to do that wrist swing that I was talking about, and I can just kind of roll it on that knuckle. So when I'm playing this G, I have it kind of here on the side, and then I can just kind of swing it around to play that C chord, because I want my wrist to be a little bit closer here, and then my wrist back. See the movement of the wrist from the G to the C. So there's a little bit of change, even though it's kind of subtle. You want there to be nice and comfort, and you want it to be supported. So my thumb is going up here. So it's kind of like I'm putting it in between this groove of my fingers. From here on the knuckle to here the knuckle on the thumb. Like this. Alright? So it's not completely there unless that makes you, unless you're comfortable with that. So if I kind of show you like this from this angle. Oh, maybe like this. You can see a little bit. So see that there's some space in here. If you don't want, if you feel comfortable with, with resting it fully like that, totally fine. That's fine too. Then to the C, you can do that. Don't worry about your thumb sticking out like this. As long as it's not touching your top string, you should be fine. Okay. But for myself, my comfort level is just around here, giving it a little bit of leeway. So you can see. So find your comfort zone to support these chords. All right. Next up, we have a D7, which is the total opposite of what we just did with the G to C. So instead of lifting up your pointer and middle finger, you're lifting up your ring finger, and your pointer and middle finger will go up one string, so that you're on the pointer finger, G string 2nd fret, middle finger, E string 2nd fret. So for this one, I am going to move my wrist forward to give me a little bit more curl, so that I can clear the other strings not touching it. So it's very, very important to kind of look at how you're holding each chord to make sure that you're playing them nice and clean. So from the G to the C, and then G to the D7. So not a lot of movement. We talked about the most impact with as little movement as possible. So you can actually get to the D7 from that C. So if you play your C chord, but keeping these pointer and middle finger kind of in that same position as you would with the G, but just lifting it up here, you can make a quick change from C to D7 by just doing the same thing. I'm just moving my wrist once again so that it supports the D7 instead. So my D7 is like this. So if I were to take out my ring finger there, looks like that. Okay, but my ring finger is here just in case, but it's not really playing anything, so don't think that I'm playing my E string 3rd fret or anything like that. It's just kind of hanging out. Because what happens is if I want to go back to my G chord, I just place everything back. So think of this as your neutral position. Your neutral position is your G chord. Getting to your C chord, lifting up those strings, those fingers on those strings, going back to your G chord, or going to your D7 chord. So you can look at it as this is your neutral. The first position is just your ring finger, and the other position is your pointer and middle finger. Okay, and we have one more chord for you, which is a G7. So we're actually going to switch some of our fingers around. It's the only time that our fingers are actually going to be doing some switching and moving. Our middle finger is going to go up to the C string 2nd fret. So I know we were playing that with our pointer finger, but this time middle finger is going to be playing that. Pointer finger is going to move back one fret and down one string to the E string 1st fret. ring finger goes in the A string, second fret like this. So I like to think of it as, and I've referred to this this chord like this, like the cup. So there's there's like the plates where you can put the liquid and the cup right there in the middle. This one is a reverse cup, as if like I kind of turn that cup upside down, where the part to put the liquid in the water is down here instead. It's like this cup, it's like this kind of triangle, and then now this kind of triangle. Those paper triangle cups, you guys ever had those? You guys ever made those? Kind of like that. It's like a paper triangle cup, and you're turning it this way instead.
I'm kind of laughing because I would never think about calling it an upside down cup.
Yeah, that's how I thought of it, yeah.
It totally makes sense.
So you're kind of switching it around. Once again, middle finger on the C string, second fret, pointer finger E string first, ring finger A string second. Now, if you're having a hard time with any of these chords, just try your best. Sometimes it takes a little bit for a chord or for a new chord to stick if you're playing any one of these for the first time. Okay, but just kind of follow along as best as you can. If you can't play that chord, maybe just skip it. Maybe just like place your fingers over the strings and just kind of do this. You can do Aloha Oe, Aloha Oe. So you can at least keep following along, okay? And then later on you can rewatch the video and get better at those chords that we just showed you. All right, so those are all 4 chords that we're going to be using. Let's go over them again. It's going to be G, C, D7, and G7. All right, strumming pattern is a simple down, 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 down. Right on. So let's take a look at the verse. So the first part, let's break this down 4 bars at a time. Okay, and there's going to be 16 bars in total. So first off, the first 4 bars are G for 1 bar, C for 1 bar, and G for 2 bars. And by bar, I mean 4 down strums. So it sounds like this. So 1 bar in G, 1, 2, 3, 4, at about that tempo. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All I'm doing is just kind of lightly strumming with my thumb. You can use your pointer finger if you want to use your pointer finger. But this one, I like to keep kind of mellow using the flesh part of my thumb. Just going like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then next up we have a C for a bar. 2, 3, 4. Then we have G for 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's play that together. G 1 bar, C 1 bar, G 2 bars. Or if you click on that link, follow our song sheet that we created for you for this song. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, G. To your C, and then back to G. So if we were to sing along, that first line would be Heo Ika Uwai Na Pali. Okay? And then what we have here is a D7 for 4 bars. So you're kind of playing that for a long time. Keni a ela ikana hele. All right. So once again, let's play that first 8 bars. So G, C, then 2 times in G, then D7 for 4 bars. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. Ha'aheo eka uwai na pali. Keni a ela ikana hele. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna repeat that first 4 bars again. So G for 1 time, C for 1 time, and G for 2 times again. And that's gonna be the Euhai Anapahai Kali. But this time, instead of playing that D7 for 4 bars, we're going to play C for 1 bar, D7, G to finally our G7. So here's our changes. So we've been doing kind of G, C, G, then to D7. So we've been doing those neutral position to the C position, back to the neutral, then to the D7. But this time we're going G, C, G for the first, for the first 4. And we're going C, then to the D, and then back to G, and then turn that cup upside down. Okay, here we go. So from that, the second part of our verse, which has G, C, G, C, D7, G, G7. Here we go. 1, follow your song sheets. Uhai anapai kaliko puahi lehua o uka. And that leads you to your Aloha Oe. Okay, so let's try to play the whole verse. Ready? 1, 2, ready. Ha'aheo e ka ua I na pali ke nihi a ela I kana hele e uhai anapai kaliko puahi lehua o uka. Alright, so let's go for the Aloha Oe. It starts out with your C for 2 bars. Aloha Oe. Then you could go to your G for 2 bars. Aloha Oe. So that first line, nice and simple. C for 2 bars, G for 2 bars. So all, I guess you're doing 8 down strums. So Aloha Oe. Aloha Oe. From there we go to D7. So that part nice and simple, going from that C back to your neutral position and going to the D7. And then G and G7. So D7 for 2 bars, G for 1 bar to the G7. So that G7 always leads us to the C. And nice and simple from your G7, all you're doing, taking off your pointer and middle finger, sliding over your ring finger to the A string 3rd fret from your G7. So nice and simple. So these are, songs made easy. So we're trying to show you efficient ways to go from chord to chord. All right. So once again, go C for 2 bars, G for 2 bars, D7 for 2 bars, G for 1 bar, G7 for 1 bar. All right, so let's go. Chorus, follow your song sheets. 1, 2, Aloha Oe, Aloha Oe, Eke o na o na no I kalipo. And you're going to repeat it again. So C, G, D7, then G. So the only thing different is you're not going back to that G7. You're playing that G for this time 2 bars. But if you want to repeat the chorus again, all the way from the beginning, then you do hit the G7 if you want to repeat the chorus. But if you want to end it there, or if you want to go back to the verse, just stick to the G. So here's what it sounds like, both ways. So here's if I want to go either end it or go back to the verse. Aloha Oe, Aloha Oe, Heke o na o na no ikalipo. One fond embrace. Aho'i a e au. Until we meet again. Okay, so if you want to go back to the chorus, you can do until we meet again. Aloha Oe. Aloha Oe. So on and so forth. Okay, so you guys want to play the whole thing together? Here we go. Follow your song sheets, and if not, if you don't have the song sheets in front of you, if you want to follow along, just take a look at my my fingers. Okay, it should give you an idea to which chord I'm playing. If it looks like this, it's probably the C chord. It looks like neutral position, G chord, D7. So if I was a beginner, trying to be an intermediate player, I would kind of work on that skill as well to kind of look at someone else's hands and seeing what chord they're playing, and then kind of be like, okay, it's is that chord coming up next, or it's that's what chord we're on, so on and so forth, instead of just kind of relying on like, oh, what did he say? He said like 2 and then 1 and then 4 and D7. There's so much.
Or if you have the song sheet, like instead of like looking at what chord you're playing, you can look ahead.
What's going to be played next?
Yeah.
So here we go. Try to follow along as best as you can. If you can't, just follow us on the next chord, maybe on the next bar if you want to do that as well. So take your time and make sure that you're playing these notes nice and clean, because the point of this whole thing is so that you can play these notes clean and consistent and be able to change from chord to chord with confidence. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2. E ka uai na pali ke nihi a ela I ka nahele e uhai ana pa'i kaliko pua'i lehua ouka. Aloha Oe. Aloha Oe. Eke o na no ikalipo. One fond embrace. Aho'i a e au. Until we meet again. Four times. All right. So, that was Aloha Oe. If anybody has any questions, we are live. So you guys can ask that right now. And now, while you guys are maybe chatting, do we have any questions? Any kind of
we gotta wait
related
for a
questions
bit.
like that throughout the thing? No.
Well, like people came in and they said hi, but like
Okay.
I think
Hello,
we we just gotta wait for if anybody has questions.
Okay, so if you guys have questions, type it on the chat, and Kahai will just ask me, when the time is right. Okay, so going back what we should focus on is those core chords, because we play a lot, especially here in Songs Made Easy, in the key of C. So this song was originally in the key of C. C is very easy to play, in, but if you're playing this song, C is going to be a little bit high for a guy to sing. So transposing it to G and making it a little bit lower, making it easier for us guys to sing this song. It was written by Queen Lili'uokalani, and it's meant for like a female vocalist. But this just kind of shows, if you want to work in the key of G, because so many other songs are in the key of G, this is a perfect song to kind of learn how to transition cleanly from your major chords, between your major chords in the key of G. So that G, C, and D7 are going to be the chords that you're going to be switching to a lot. So knowing this song in the key of G kind of helps you get to know those three main major chords in the key of G. And that kind of also carries on to other keys as well, because a lot of keys use the chord G, a lot of keys use the chord C, and G7 and D7. So just getting the song down will help open up a lot of doors for all of you beginners, because now you can cleanly, with efficiency, switch from one chord to another. Yeah. Any questions? If not, then we can just play it again.
No. Somebody said I didn't get the song sheet in time, but you made it very easy to follow without it.
Well, so, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what we tried to do. To make it where
Songs Made Easy.
you can. The song sheet is to help you even more, but hopefully you can do it without it.
Yeah. All right, so let's play the song one more time, and I think that'll be it for us. So here we go. Ready? G is your first chord. 1, 2. Ha'aheo e ka ua'i na pali ke nihi a ela i ka nahele e uhai Anapa'i kaliko puahi lehua o'uka. Aloha Oe, Aloha Oe, e ke ona no i ka lipo. One fond embrace, aho'i a e au, until we meet again. Let's go to the G7. Here we go. Chorus. Aloha Oe, Aloha Oe, e ke ona no i ka lipo. One fond embrace, aho'i a e au, until So nice and simple for all of you folks. If you want to learn the traditional way in C, and we have a video for you over at ukuleleunderground.com, a full tutorial and how to play Aloha Oe with picking patterns and so forth. We do a nice little intro. Forgot to play it.
Sounds like somebody needs to watch the lesson.
Sounds like somebody needs to watch the lesson. But anyway, we have a nice full tutorial for you. Yes.
And we actually have 2 tutorials for that. We have like the original or like
the whiteboard lesson.
No, we have a solo too of that song too. So if it is like solo ukulele arrangement too.
So you can learn it as a solo ukulele arrangement, or you can learn it to sing, to kind of strum play and sing. We also have a beautiful play along to come along with it. We have Kaniho and Kahea helping us out with that video. It's really, really, really beautiful. She sings gorgeously, and my two of my best friends here on the islands, and very native speakers. They do the song beautifully. I think Kahea sings a really beautiful rendition of the song, so do yourself a favor and check that out. Also check out ukuleleunderground.com and everything that we offer there. Sign up for UU Plus to take your ukulele playing to the next level. If you want to check out that ukulele solo tutorial that Kahaya is talking about, sign up for UU Plus in order to learn that as a solo ukulele arrangement. And we have tons of other stuff on UU Plus. We are now starting to do not just one-on-one coaching, but we also have private lessons where you can book a 15-minute private lesson with yours truly if you check out Ukulele Underground Plus. All right? Anything else that you guys want to say?
Well, you mentioned earlier that if you can't play in the key of C, G is another good one. And we actually have on our site you can list or you can organize the songs by keys.
Yeah.
So there's 39 other songs in the key of G too.
Great. So if you learn this song and you get more familiar with your with your key of G, all this G, C, D7, it's going to translate like I mentioned to those other songs. So thank you, Kai, for that. We do have a song finder in the key finder for songs and stuff. So if you learn this, you can master those 4 chords that we just showed you, which translates to other songs as well.
I think that's what we've been seeing is people come in for songs made easy, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm ready to learn the actual songs."
Awesome.
So, just go check out our song library. We have tons of stuff there.
So check that out. We have tons and tons over at ukuleleunderground.com and even more at Ukulele Underground Plus. Stick around for one-on-one coaching. This is Aldrine Guerrero on behalf of Aaron and Kahai. We'll see you next time. Have a great one. And next week, we have, I believe, one more, and then we have a jam. Or do we have the jam next week?
Nope, jam.
So we have a jam next week. We're not going to be learning a song, but what we are going to do is we're going to have all these songs that we learned throughout the month, and we're going to be jamming it up. All right, so looking forward to seeing you folks next week. Have a great one. Aloha Oe.